So our problem states that a practical Humber student invested 20,000 in two stocks. The two stocks yielded 7% and 11% simple interest in the first year. The total interest received was $1,880. How much does the student invested in each stock? And we need to use matrices to solve this problem. So let X be the amount invested at 7% stocks. So X invested at 7%, while Y is the amount invested at 11%. We know that total amount invested is 20,000, so that means that X plus Y equals 20,000. Now let's determine how much interest the student has earned from each type of stocks. So interest received at 7%, interest at 7% equals 7% of money invested at 7%, so it's 7% of X, which is 0.07x, and interest received at 11% is 11% of Y, which is 0.11 times Y. And now we know that total interest received is 1,880, so that means that 0.07x plus 0.11y equals 1,880. So now we have two equations, and basically what we need to do, we need to solve a system of these equations. We can write down the augmented matrix for these equations. So let me move this equation here. I'll just copy paste it here. Then the augmented matrix is 20,000. So augmented matrix is a matrix that consists of coefficients and constants. So the coefficients in our first equation is 1 and 1, and the constant is 20,000. Coefficients in our second equation is 0.07 and 0.11, and constant is 1,880. So now we will perform some row operations on this matrix in order to reduce it. So our first step is to subtract row 1 multiplied by 0.07 from row 2. So row 2 becomes row 2 minus 0.07 row 1. So here we get 1, 1. The first row stays the same, but in the second row we have 0, 0.04, 480. Our next step is to divide the second row by 0.04. So row 2 becomes row 2 over 0.04. And here we get, so again, the first row stays the same, 1, 1. 20,000, but the second row becomes 0, 1, and then 480 over 0.04. In the next step, we subtract the second row from the first row, so row 1 becomes row 1 minus row 2, and here we get 1, 0, 20,000 minus 480 over 0.04, and here row 2 is the same. Well, now 480 over 0.04 is 12,000. So here we get that this equals 1, 0. 20,000 minus 12,000 is 8,000, and 0, 1, 12,000. So since now on the left we have identity matrix, that means that the solutions of our system of equations is that x equals 8,000 and y equals 12,000. So the amount of money invested at 7% interest rate is 8,000, and the amount of money invested at 11% is 12,000.